Welcome back to Retroware TV. Today we're going behind the scenes of our brand new game, The Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit. Now available on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Who the f*** are you?
I'm Joe Lascola, the director and visual effects artist for the AVGN 8-Bit cutscenes. I work for Retroware doing a bunch of different things like graphic design, cinematography, editing, audio engineering, motion graphics, practical effects, writing, and producing.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Anyway, let's break down those live-action cutscenes for The Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit.
Say motherfucker!
When we were developing the modern retro version of the game, we knew we wanted to add something to it that would make it wholly unique, and that idea came in the form of an AVGN episode. By mashing up the two together, we could weave a narrative that would put you right in the middle of the action, while taking control of the nerd to do battle with Super Mecha Death Christ and his minions. From there, we had meetings about the story and eventually came up with a script written by Cinemassacre producer Sean O'Rourke, with some adjustments by our creative director Justin Silverman and myself. Going into pre-production, we knew we had to be really efficient with our time because of the turnaround of the game itself. This meant blocking shooting days based on specific scenes, voiceover sessions, and accounting for any cut-ins or pickups we needed. This also meant we needed to prepare any physical props or practical special effects for the shoot. We called on John Giancola to design and create the Super Mecha Death Christ possessed NES puppet. He did a really great job with the construction, giving it the ability to light up, emit smoke effects, and even rig the loading flap so we can make it speak. I added some additional practical effects by installing pneumatic hoses that would act as tentacles. So by hooking them up to an air compressor, they could flail around a little bit to give the possessed NES a little more presence on screen. It was an effect that I've wanted to do for a long time from growing up with Rob Bottin's effects on John Carpenter's The Thing.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
I think it ended up working out really well as one cohesive piece and makes for a more visually striking foe for the nerd to tangle with. On the flip side of that coin, we also knew that this would have a tall order of visual effects, which for those of you who don't know are digital effects that are done in post-production with compositing programs like Adobe After Effects and Blender. It's always a challenge to block for digital effects, especially when you're pressed for time. You're always faced with questions like, is this shot correct for what we're trying to convey? Does the lighting make sense? Did we allow enough space in the frame? Do we need an FX plate? Will it look right when the digital elements are added? How is this all going to cut together?
Fuck.
What some people might not realize is even if you have a solid plan on paper or in your head, it will almost always change when you're on set and actually shooting. So you do your best and you roll with the punches. You'll have to adapt and revise on the fly sometimes.
Actually, not groovy.
Fortunately for us, almost all of what we pre-planned and thought out pretty much worked the way it was supposed to when it hit post-production.
Shit!
One of the biggest challenges I faced was creating the Super Mecha Death Christ asset. I knew he had to look like he had been pulled from the classic Super Mario Bros. 3 episode of AVGN, but those original assets that James had used had been long gone. As luck would have it, I was able to find a full-body image of it online and then tweak it from there. With some digital enlarging for 4K quality and a little bit of Photoshop, I was able to make a usable asset that I could animate and integrate into those scenes. I even created a backside view for the ending.
Wow, that's great.
Unfortunately, my work was far from finished. In order to submit for platforms like Nintendo and PlayStation, you can't feature any logos or clearly copyrighted images in the video because of certain copyright laws, including showing competitor consoles or games.
What the hell are you talking about?
So that meant going back and meticulously and painstakingly blurring, fudging, or outright removing anything that may get dinged for potential copyright violations.
That was the most consequential day of my life because now I don't like my work.
Thankfully, YouTube doesn't work that way, so expect to see a fully complete and uncensored video version in the near future.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
One of my favorite parts of this shoot was actually creating and extending a portion of the nerd room. After we shot with James at his place, I went into our studio at Retroware and created a reverse shot that had the possessed NES console and the television in frame. These shots were crucial for the story to flow right, and it was fun to put these sets together, matching the lighting and overall aesthetic. The compositing was fun too. I only had about 20 or so games to work with, so I repositioned them between about 4 different shots that I later masked together, which gave it the illusion that the shelves were full of games.
This is the magic trick, huh?
Illusion, Michael.
I also got to do some reverse photography for a handful of scenes, including the tentacles coming out of the console, the possessed plugs flying into the wall, and the cartridge being thrown into the console. Overall, we really wanted to make it feel like a classic AVGN episode for the fans, and I think we accomplished that.
Everything's back just the way I like it.
And in turn, it gives a unique and fresh addition to the modern retro version of the game, and really is a big part of the separate experiences that you get. We're so psyched to be able to offer 2 different journeys for 2 different types of players, and it's a bonus if you're a fan of both. We hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget this is your last chance to grab your physical editions of the Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit. Pre-orders end on Sunday, December 7th, so grab your copies today exclusively from Limited Run Games. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time for Retroware TV.